What's up guys, Fee here, and in today's video I'm doing something special. I see a lot of content creators doing that type of stuff, and today I decided to do it. A what if video, and this one won't be surrounding the anime sadly, but more the webtoon where we can actually expect something good to happen. But this video will surround the Ragnarok arc, and it starts right after the proposal of the Jade Emperor, giving all of his power and energy to Yui. So with that said, go get yourself some snacks and water because this is what if more Yui accepted the king's offer. But before I start, this video will contain spoilers for people who are not caught up to season 5 of God of High School Ragnarok, and I suggest you to not watch this video and go on webtoons.com to read God of High School. And don't forget to subscribe for more God of High School content, and follow me on Twitter at Fearzon. And now, let's get into the video.
You don't got bread, don't hit me. Pull up with the gang, ain't with me. Got that bitch like whoa. Dress this sauce, I know.
Those are not real events that happened in the webtoon. This is just my personal take on events that could have happened. Now, the story that I'm about to tell you starts at chapter 255, or episode 254, where Moriyuki kneels to the Jade Emperor, and truly accepted the deal that he offered him. But, who do we see interrupting this betrayal? The founder of the Six, King Honkyo, who gets instantly killed by Yui using the Nabun technique, instant death. But, before dying, she asked him, why would you betray Genmori and your friends? In the webtoon, he tells her that if they were his real friends, they were going to accept him on who he is exactly. Something they definitely did in the Ragnarok arc. But in this story, he goes even deeper by saying he's just a clone. And if he took the full power and the eye of the king, he would be someone. Not just a clone, but a god that can probably change the course of history. By hearing this, Kim falls on the ground and does the last struggle she can, and that is ripping off Yui's right eye. Filled with anger, Moriyuki takes Yui and crushes Kim with it, killing her, leaving only her arm left on the ground. Moving on, the story still follows the webtoon. Mandoke and R activates Saki and creates chaos throughout the city. Dewi dies, and Mugen is still trying to destroy Nox. But while all of this is happening, the Jade Emperor is congratulating Yui for his cold attack, and tells Dante to finish the rest of the people. By people he means Shirubu and his friend, because this will be the last blood that he sees before giving away all of his power to Yui. Back in the webtoon, he said that he'll wait because he was too tired to do it. But now that he didn't get betrayed and Yui lost an eye, this will be the perfect opportunity to give him the Sage Eye. But before that, the king needed to explain why he chose Moriyuki as his next successor. And that is very simple. The clones that he was making for having a new successor was always ending up as a failure because they were not powerful enough to have the Sage Eye. But now that Moriyuki is here and strong as ever, the Jade Emperor can now proceed the extraction. Outside the key, the commissioners were still fighting the bishops, and the humans who were participating in the God of High School tournament were fighting the priests, just like in the webtoon. Even Bake and King Uma came to save the day by fighting the bishops and helping the commissioners out. But suddenly a pressure started taking over them as they were fighting, and this pressure started to grow and grow even more until they stopped fighting each other and looked up just to see Moriyuki coming down with Dante alongside it. But he looked different. He was wearing the sage robe and some kind of eye patch. As soon as the bishops realized, they all decided to kneel before the new Jade Emperor. By seeing this, Mugen is kind of surprised and happy that Yui pulled off something so unbelievable, and he did expect him to win eventually, but taking the king's power is something else, and amazing. A clone with the powers of two gods in one. Even so, without any hesitation, he goes congratulating Yui on taking over Nox. But Mugen's body felt heavy and really hard to control until he kneeled to Moriyuki. Looking down, Mori smirks to Mugen and does the same for everybody standing. "Why are you doing this?" says Bake, but the weight increases even more. Sensing the pressure from space, Lee Sujin goes on Earth to see the clone of Genmori taking over. With no second thoughts, she jumps in and tries to keep up with this powerful monster, but in seconds, Yui was already behind her and knocked her out. But other humans like Dusik and Se tried to stop him, but it was useless. With the taboo still activated, humans couldn't even scratch a god. And at some point, Yui just glared at nothing, but he knew that someone other than those mortals was looking right at him. So quicker than a blink of an eye, Yui grabs the sword of Buddha and stabs something that is not here. Until of course blood started to appear and drop on the ground. It was none other than Yultio R, or Judge R, who was spying on him under some kind of cloak device.
I see you have the same plan than Pops, clone!
Right after saying this, R tries to attack Mori using greed, but he finishes the job by only using one swing, cutting R in half.
No, I have a better plan than his.
Later on, Yui leaves his friends behind and flies up to the key and joins Mandoke, who explains him everything that R planned behind the original Jade Emperor. Even the situation with Miura, who's being overpowered with the greed cells inside of her. With this crossing his mind, Yui releases the gravity force that he had over his comrades and pulls out the Cane Sage for one and only reason, opening every portals to the heavenly realms, giving birth to another enemy this earth had to face, the gods of the first heavenly realm, Zeus, Odin, Uriel, Archangel, Beelzebub, and Satan. Surprised of course, the gods were wondering why the Monkey King was so powerful, until they realized this was just a clone.
With the Sage Eye!
Right after saying this, Beelzebub goes right after the new Jade Emperor, but Yui just dodges every moves he does without breaking any sweat. But after getting tired of this, he decides to pull off the triple kick, knocking him out. Seeing this from a good distance, Mujin is surprised that the demon who took his only reason to live was defeated that easily. Even the other gods were amazed by this form of fighting they never saw before. So with nothing holding them, they go right after Yui. But the king stops them and tries to make a deal with the gods. Either work for him and have this planet as their new realm, or die here. Archangel and Uriel knew that they were no match for the Jade Emperor, even back then. So they accepted the offer. But gods like Satan and Zeus didn't want that. Having already the Monkey King, or just a puny clone as the Jade Emperor, was already a problem. So with extreme rage, Zeus throws the first punch, who was then blocked by Yui. But Zeus was assisted by Satan, who kicks Yui in the same position, making him fly away. And those weren't normal attacks either. Those things could have destroyed a whole country. While this was happening, Archangel and Uriel tried to make themselves at home by destroying everything in their path, accompanied with angels. But then again, the human team, such as the Six, the Commissioners, and some chariot users, won't let them destroy the world that easily. Dusik jumped first, attacking Archangel, but again, with the taboo still there, the attacks didn't do any effects on the god. So Archangel takes Dusik by the neck and throws him out of the city, sending him all the way to China, just like in the webtoon. Cell and some chariot users, like Samuel and Anna, tried to hold Uriel, but she gets pretty much handled by Samuel alone, who merged with his chariot while fighting her, making him even more stronger than before, but out of hands. As we remembered back in chapter 226, Samuel did reach the Power Lender transformation, where the user becomes one with the chariot, but in this case he didn't have any type of control on it, so he is just being manipulated by Hercules himself, going completely nuts when fighting against Uriel. But it still doesn't deal any damage. However, it will keep Uriel busy for a while. Next, we had Se against Archangel, who was going after the Commissioners, but Se came and told them to get out of here and help the other citizens, who were being attacked by the angels. And while saying that, the god didn't take him seriously, so he just started laughing. A mistake that he did, of course, making Se really pissed about the situation. That reminded him of the fight he lost against Jin Tae-jin, making him even more angered. So without any hesitation, he tries to fight the god, but right before attacking him, an earthquake was taking place to open the second heavenly realm, breaking the ground that Se was standing on, and making place for new gods to arrive. Which side are they going for? And how did this portal open if Yui was fighting the other gods? This will be a question to answer in the next part of this video, you guys. I hope you people enjoyed this. This is my first time doing this. And if you enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. I know that I probably butchered some names in this video. I'm not used to say Korean names usually. But yeah, just tell me what you thought about the video in the comments. And if you want more God of High School videos, just make sure to subscribe to this channel. And see you guys in the next video.